today. This one's in the capable hands of Andrew Dixon, who I'm sure many of you know as the pilot of Sally B. So from North Weald we have the Dakota DC3. On the right hand seat we have Pete Kinsey, who was flying it yesterday. This really is most appropriate at this time of the year as we remember D-Day. And I had the privilege of seeing 4 Dakotas in the air at one time at the Duxford Air Show. Andrew Dixon has been the training captain for Sally B over the last 6 years. His career flying aircraft includes 12 years flying DC3s and DC6s for Air Atlantique in Bournemouth, where he is the operations director of Meridian Aviation. And in his spare time he flies aircraft such as this, and as I mentioned, the B-17. He's also the very proud owner of a Percival Pembroke, which he calls Percy, and that is his own personal aircraft for getting to and from air shows. Now that magnificent sight two Pratt & Whitneys sounding beautifully in harmony, and the stripes, of course, the D-Day stripes standing out on this aircraft. It's one of the aircraft that actually flew over the beaches this year. And one of the aircraft that actually brought tears to the eyes of the veterans down below as they remembered all those years ago of Dakotas flying as we came back into Europe. I was reprimanded yesterday for not mentioning the Berlin airlift. Of course, this aircraft, together with the Avro York, was the mainstay of the Berlin airlift, flying many flights to and fro Gatow in Germany. And you can see the expertise that Andrew has when he flies this beautiful bird. I do love the sound of those things. Many of them still flying, of course, still working hard. Air Atlantique used to have quite a few of these. And I remember a time down at Lynn Airport in Kent when a company called Air Freight operated about 6 of these, used for carrying freight and troops. Of course, the DC3. Interestingly, this is a Dakota with very low flying hours. Only ever had 2 owners. That was Essex High at the Royal Air Force, and well known in films, of course. It starred, amongst others, in Band of Brothers, Quantum of Solace, Miss Marple, Land Girls, and most recently Monuments Men. So if any of you have seen that film, this is the aircraft that you saw in it. Andrew, as I said, is training captain for the Sally B organisation. Of course, an organisation that is usually here with their stand, but unfortunately not this year. They are elsewhere, but they have a supporters club, and the supporters club helped to keep that magnificent B-17 flying. So anybody interested, then do please join the supporters club. But here, once again, we have the DC3 flown superbly with Andrew Dixon at the controls and Pete Kinsey in the right hand seat. And you don't get many low passes like that with this type of aircraft. Gracefully flown after the superb aerobatics by Michael in the Cat. Gracefully flown, I might add. And next year, of course, being the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Britain, and again the anniversary of D-Day, will see these aircraft once again hopefully flying over French shores, bringing back memories to many of the veterans down below who sadly year by year are getting less and less and fewer and fewer. And only the other day I heard that Wing Commander Bob Foster, who was a fighter pilot ace, sadly passed away. Now that is a magnificent, beautifully framed. Look at that, those cameras, they must be taking that. That is so graceful. I luckily had a flight in the DC3 when it was at the Great Warbirds Air Show at Westmoreland, which many of you remember, I'm sure. And it really is the most magnificent aircraft to fly in. Just taxiing out, we have Tony in the harbour, next right on the display. You should hear Andrew call up in a moment for his last pass. I think that is such a majestic aircraft. In great demand for film work, as I mentioned, starred in many, many films, and I'm sure there'll be many, many more to come. Flown by Andrew Dixon, was training captain for the Sally B organisation, and perhaps we're just here in full finals. Or last pass, if he's not landed.
Are you coming on the 20th?
Why was you thinking that he's going to be ending up in the model that carries on like this?
I think looking at it, it'll be one last pass as Andrew brings it round to line up with the runway. You don't see too many DC3s displayed at air shows nowadays, but this one, kept at North Wheeler, known by Aces High, is a regular. So there we go, Andrew Dixon, TCNC flying the DC3 Dakota. A wonderful sight, wonderful. Departing to Brazil. Thank you very much for the weekend, sir. Excellent. And indeed, excellent, as the air traffic said. Excellent display.